Hello everybody and welcome down to the engine room on this Astondoa 70 GLX. We'll look around her engine room because it is a major part of this boat and there's lots down here, so let's try and talk through it from an engineering perspective. So access is from the swim platform or the transom there through that vertical door, nice and easy to climb down, or if you fancy coming down from the cockpit then or the aft deck, then there's your hatch there, but obviously we need to make sure tables and chairs are moved, etc, and a vertical ladder. First thing you come down to, well, the first thing that strikes me down here is there's plenty of room, good access through here, good headroom as well, probably about 5'11", 6 feet, something like that, and you can get around all the gear nice and easy. So the port side there and the starboard side there, a bit of a crawl around the back of the engine where we'll have a look in a moment, but it is all accessible, so you should be the engineer's friend. But starting on the port side here, you can see we have a generator acoustic enclosure here sitting on top of what looks like its own day tank, and so that's going to be giving you electricity whilst you're at sea if you fancy it. We've got a battery charger for that unit sitting behind there, and an automatic extinguisher above, and we have got extinguishers all over the place down in this engine room. There's another one there, which is really good news for safety at sea. You can see we've got 240 volts down here as well, so I've seen these two sockets. I've not looked for others yet, but we may see them as we're going around. And we've got a tool storage here at the rear end, and all sorts of shelves here for spares, bits and pieces, etc. And as you can see, we've got steering gear under there too, so nice and easily accessible. Just on this starboard side here, looks like we've got probably the fresh water pump there alongside some more stowage. Undoubtedly in that box will be generator batteries, and just looking up into the starboard quarter corner, there you go, we've got another safety feature there, the extinguisher. You can see that we've got a ventilation fan there, and what looks like a multitude of battery chargers too, and more tools, and another extinguisher on the rear bulkhead there too. Just looking forward from there, you can see it looks like we have a double socket here in a watertight enclosure, which is great, and the starboard generator there in its own acoustic enclosure, and a day tank for that generator too, which is absolutely brilliant. Looks like we have fuel tank contents indicators for both of those tanks, which is really handy whilst we're just doing our checks to make sure we don't run out. But let's have another a first little look around this corner too. You can see we've got space here for bits and pieces. We've got a ventilation fan, we've got the exhaust plenum for the generator there, and in the port aft corner here we've got all sorts of discharge overboard, skin fittings, etc. And it's nice to see a little bit of stowage down here. But as we're quite near the steering gear, which is under there, we'd need to make sure that we are really well secured for sea. And it looks like the port engine plenum is coming along the port side there too, behind the port generator plenum. All really rather good. Lots of deck plates down here, and you can see they've all got holes in them, so they're all accessible to get to the bilge underneath it. I think there's about a 6-inch gap between the deck plates and the keel of the boat. So they are generally all screwed down, so good for safety at sea. They're not going to shift around in bad weather, etc., which we really love. So let's move forward a little bit past the companionway there, or the hatch and the ladder down. You can see on the port side we've got the port fuel tank, and we've got the starboard fuel tank there, so we're just wandering between those, and it really is good access down here. So again, engineers will be your friends. Now you can see we've got a really lovely MAN engine on the starboard side, and the same on the port side, obviously. Looking nice, actually, looking pretty well fettled. I'm not seeing lots of signs of rust, wear and tear, etc. So could be good, and these have been looked after well over the years, apparently. You can see we've got nice exhaust lagging. This is a recent addition. This is all tailor-made at great expense, so that's been added too, so that's going to protect you from burning yourself, etc., and keep the temperature down in the engine room, hopefully. Here's a look at the port aft engine feet on the starboard engine, and the starboard aft engine feet on the port engine. A little bit of a close-up on the gearbox, etc., on the port engine, and the same over on the starboard side. So it's a tiny bit of a squeeze through this area to get round to the starboard side, but you can do it. I basically drop to my knees and just slide through, no problem at all. And you'll see that as you go through, you can see we've got the starboard engine saltwater intake there with a strainer and a sight glass, and the Raycor fuel filters on the outboard side there. Really great to keep that fuel nice and clean and water free for your engines. They will thank you for that. On the outboard side, you can see we've got a heater. That is a very very recent addition too. Just on the right hand side there, yet another automatic fire extinguisher, which we really love to see. And on the outboard side there, you've got a lovely great big bank of batteries. Really great. A smattering of MTCBs on the forward bulkhead, so nice and easy to get at. Everything on this boat where relevant seems to be labelled, which I really like. Well done whoever did that. And you can see that we've got engine start, stop, and control and instrumentation. Not so much control, apologies, but instrumentation down here. So we've got tachos, we've got engine hours, we've got engine oil pressure, coolant temperature, and I think battery as well. All looking good. So if you're down here doing some work, or if you're just doing your checks down here, you can see exactly what's going on while you're here. And we've got really easy top up for the expansion tanks, nice and easy to get at as well. And you can see the dipsticks are in the middle too. So really well thought out and a nice place to be. And it is nice and bright down here as well. So while you're working down here, you should be able to see what you're doing well. On the outboard side and the port side, you can see we have another battery bank in there. We've got a calorified forwards. From memory, I think that's very recent too, as is the other heater, the other Webasto sitting there on the bulkhead. So a lot of money has gone into this propulsion plant and the boat in general, so hopefully somebody will benefit from that. And of course, again, there we've got the a multitude of safety fire extinguishers, self-operating, just nestling there under the exhaust trunking. So there we go, there's a view aft. So just to mention, we've got something to hold on to here and here, which is great because we don't want to be grabbing onto the engines. And as we make our way through, we can grab onto the companionway stairs and then through to the further companionway stairs at the back end there. So generally, all in all, this space appears to have been looked after over the years. We know that recent investment has gone into it, and I would assess that most engineers would be quite happily working, or would be quite happy to work down here on your behalf. So thanks for watching, and for lots more videos, pictures, virtual reality of this boat, just go to Boatshed Brighton.com. Have a great day.